What is up, everybody? My name would be Blisscraft, and today we are going to play a bit of Cataclysm. As you see, I already did a character, but we are going to start a new character, and I'm playing on the Hades PvP realm, which is a one times all rates Blaze-like server, developed by Twin Stars. Well, Twin Star developed it. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. It's been a while since I've been streaming, so bear with me as I get back into it. Just making sure everything is working. But yeah, we are going to create a new character, and I think I fancy a priest. As you may know, Cataclysm brought some new races to the fold, like goblins on the Horde side and Worgens on the Alliance side of things. Of course, the Burning Crusade expansion, which brought the Draenei and the Blood Elves, and all the other classic races like Trolls, Taurens, but that would be Sunwalkers. I forgot Sunwalkers were a Cataclysm thing. But anyway, that's a topic for another video. It will take way too long to discuss all of that in this session. But we are going to create a Blood Elf priest, and we should name him right after we choose an appearance, kind of like that hair style. And that about does it. I'm going to give him a name. Thinking good name on top of my head. Well, I have been disconnected from the server. That's the... I hope that doesn't happen a whole often, as I'm fairly new to this server. But yeah, I think I'll go with that hairstyle there. What should I name him? No. No. A name. Should have thought of a name earlier, before I started the recording. The streaming rather. Let's see. How would you pronounce that? Tariv? Kelor. Right. So blood elves, enchanting skill increased, can restore resources such as mana and energy, may silence nearby opponents, resistant to arcane damage. Long ago. Sorry, I'm trying to be dramatic with this one. The exiled elves founded Quel'Thalas, where they created a magical fount called the Sunwell. Though they were strengthened by its powers, they also grew increasingly dependent on them. Ages later, the undead scourge destroyed the Sunwell and most of the High Elf population. Now called Blood Elves, these scattered refugees are rebuilding Quel'Thalas as they search for a new magic source to satisfy their painful addiction. Their role can be either healer or damage. Light armor such as cloth heal damage with holy magic, cause damage with shadow magic, uses mana as a resource. Priests are well-rounded healers with a variety of tools. However, they can also sacrifice their healing to deal damage with shadow magic. Within society, priests act as the spiritual leaders of their respective races. The priest's primary stats are intellect and spirit, if healing. So without further ado, let's jump into it. We shall cancel the intro cinematic to avoid any conflicts. And we should do a few tweaks to our UI. Right, and off we go. Whoops.
That's still recharging.
Okay.
Glory to the Sindorai.
Kelor, I hope you're ready to get to work, because there is much for you to do here on Sunstrider Isle. Ever since the destruction of the Sunwell by Arthas and the Scourge, we have been a race adrift on a sea of uncertainty. We teeter on the edge of oblivion. This will change, priest, and you will learn and aid our recovery at the same time. The Outland awaits us. The sooner you begin your education, Kelor, the better for us all. There is little room for error, so listen closely. The burning crystals, the green floating objects to the west of the Sunspire here, have long been used to power the Isle's experimentations. The mana worms were their guardians, but the Scourge invasion of Quel'Thalas has driven them errant from our lack of magical control over them. There is little choice but to thin their numbers for reclamation. Do this, then return to me.
We will have justice.
Righto. know exactly when the mana worms are. And I think I will be a holy priest. So we have Smite, which costs 10 mana and 1.5 seconds to cast, which is a ranged spell that deals holy damage.
Victory lies ahead.
You have successfully completed your first task. For that you are to be congratulated. Such success gives me faith that you will turn out better than those young blood elves who failed to heed the lessons of their masters. Continued success will be rewarded, not only with knowledge, but also with tangible rewards as well. Your work here, however, is not finished. There is much more to learn, my young friend. So we are going to pick our reward, which is a worm stash, which gives us 12 armor.
Death to all who oppose us.
And we can wear it around our waist. So close out journal, because we don't need to see the general stats. We'll also close off range. And resistances and defense. Right. I think what interests us is the spell stats over here, and we'll work on that. Having to get better gear, max level, all the good stuff. I'm laughing because I'm not sure how much it will take me to get max level, but there you go.
What business have you?
Unfortunate measures. Your efforts has made something clear that honestly I wish were not true. The unchecked power of the burning crystals has maligned a much larger swath of the Isle's natural balance than I thought. We must now take on more unfortunate measures to reclaim control. The nearby lynxes have succumbed to the influence of the crystals, and they must be put down. Bring their colors, Keller, and I may yet be able to fashion a magical restraint to turn some back from being uncontrolled.
The reckoning is at hand.
Okay, so now we have to deal with the lynxes. Most unfortunate, I guess, as I do love cats of all types, felines. These colors were used as markings for the lynxes of Sunstrider Isle. Right. And we got an unkept cloak, which looks pretty cool.
I need a target.
Those were some pretty nice hits. La da 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 da. One more lynx color. Should suffice. And returning quest. And yes, I do love healing. I think it's my favorite role when in a dungeon group or in a PvP battleground or arena. It gives me no pleasure to ask you to destroy these beasts. While in times past we have lived in relative harmony with woodland creatures, these are different times. The first order of business for all Cinderay is survival. Make sure you remember that. The tower and surrounding areas should now be relatively secure, though only for the time being. You have done well in providing us with a buffer of security, but we will need to reassert control over the entire isle if we are to survive here in the long run. This will involve tackling much greater threats than errant mana worms and lynxes. Take this, Keller. You will no doubt make good use of it for the tasks to come. You are to report to my assistant, Lanthan Perilon. He will instruct you on what needs to be done next, while we here at the Sunspire will continue to rein in the burning crystals. You will be focused on a more pressing matter concerning Falrian Academy. Lanthan will explain fully when you speak to him. Simply walk west of here along the path, and you should see him standing close by. Good luck, Killer. Your continued success shall be rewarded.
Be ready for anything.
Okay, let's do that then. In Warcraft 3, the High Elf priests were much appreciated, and they were quite gifted with healing and nurturing and, well, supporting
Glory to Sindora.
other units. But anyway, that's an icon. For the priests, for the human race in Warcraft 3, as I said. Anyways, back to our quest. Keller, it is good to see you again. Remember to stay focused on your learning. You represent our future, and should you falter, our future will be dark indeed. Magistrix Serona told me you'd be along quickly enough, Keller. The Faldrian Academy to our west, the huge floating building with the ornate spires, is in bad shape. You're going to be leading the effort to recapture it from one of the wretched, a blood elf who has forever succumbed to their basest cravings. I hope you're ready to work. This is not only going to be a lesson about danger, but also of what happens when you forsake the realities of who you are. Before sending you to the academy, I want you on another task that needs to be dealt with immediately. Once used to aid us in the gardening of Sunstrider Isle, the bestial tenders now have grown out of control. Clear them out with due haste, but be warned, their lack of control has made them aggressive. It is such aggression that forces us to put down this once gentle servant. It doesn't please me to ask you to do such a task, but survival is survival. I'll mourn later. Alright.
Keep your wits about you.
A nice staff out of that. So dealing with the feral tenders next. Tenders and feral tenders.
You need to target something first.
7 each. Level 3, and now I get flash heal. Which could prove to be useful indeed. And our spell power has increased. It's now 19. Sweet. Righto, 7 each, back to Lantern Perilyn.
Yes.
Keller, it is good to see you again. Remember to stay focused on your learning. You represent our future, and should you falter, our future will be dark indeed. Well, okay. While the death of the tenders give me no joy whatsoever, it does show me that you're ready for the most important task you'll do here on Sunstrider Isle. Take this and put it to good use. You'll need good items and sharp wits for the task ahead. Your reassertion of control over the isle depends on it. So I can use daggers, maces, and staves, well, staffs. And I'm going to go with the staff. A betrayal of our people resides atop Falrian Academy to the southwest. Felender is his name, and he was banished from Broadelf. No. Guild invite, no thank you. Felender is his name, and he was banished from Blood Elf lands for failing to heed the warnings of our teachers and elders. He is the worst of our society, as he lives only to feed his insatiable magical addictions. He refused to learn control. He is a shell of his former self, one of the wretched, and he is a threat to the Sunspire. Destroy him and the wraiths he uses as minions.
Time is of the essence.
Well, alright. Easy now. Curious if my spell power goes up once I hit level 4. Let this corpse get my greatest off. Auto loot for the moment, cause I'll need every single silver I can get. $72 HP. Squishy. So yeah, if I grow in intellect, my spell power will grow. Also my mana and my crit chance. We'll see by how much. So I'm currently at 19 spell power, 20 spell power, right, nice. I think I'm done with rights, with these rates. tainted arcane wraith. This arcane sliver glows with an eerie luster. You find an odd sliver of crystallized mana on the corpse of the tainted arcane wraith. The sliver is different than others you may have seen, in that is as dark and sinister looking as the wraith you looted it from. Just holding it gives you a sense of unnatural foreboding. Arcanist alien at the gazebo of the Sunspire of Sunstrider Isle just might be someone who would have a use for the sliver.
Take heart. Your friends will not long mourn your passing.
Okay. So as you can see, this server has some pretty good scripting. No issues so far. But then again, we've done only a few quests. I also gone as far as level 10 into doing quests, and I haven't really seen all that many bug quests. Maybe a little scripting issue here and there, but that's all. So I'm pretty pleased with this server.
What business have you?
My favorite expansion would be my most played expansion actually could be Wrath of the Lich King, and my favorite expansion is Burning Crusade. I think it's just so good. Heed well this warning, Felender. The Banished is only a symptom of a much larger problem. His demise will solve our immediate concerns, but all Blood Elves share the potential same fate as him if we let our addictions get the best of us. Felender's head, you are to be commended, Keller. You've succeeded where others like Felender have utterly failed. Perhaps you are truly ready to be a contributing member of Blood Elf Society. Your success here means that you are capable of surviving the greater threats that lurk in Eversong. And believe me, there are plenty to face. So I don't need either of those. I'll just grab the one that sells most for more copper, and equip that and sell the rest. Sorry, I've been yawning quite a lot. Magistrix Serona wanted you to head over to Silvermoon City in order to aid our reclamation efforts there. That is, once you had successfully addressed the situation on Faldrian Academy. You did not disappoint us, Keller. Are on your way to Falconwing Square south of here. You should speak with Outrunner Alarian. She's not far from the bridge. The Outrunners take care of shuttling goods between here and the mainland, and since you've proven to be so resourceful, they could use your assistance.
We will have justice.
Alright. We'll do that in a jiffy. But first, I would like to thank you for watching this video, and I shall see you in the next episode where we will be continuing our epic adventure. So, take care. Bye.